Hey photographer, Jessica Whitaker here. I'm doing a review of the Canon G7X Mark III. This digital camera blew up last summer and it's still sold out. Since then, you've probably seen a wave of people going for point and shoot cameras over their phone. So much fun to pop it in your bag for a night out, for brunch, vacation, or let's be honest, cute Instagram photos. And the reason why this camera became so popular is because of its flash. This camera retails for $800, but because of supply and demand, you can purchase it for about $1,300. That's $500 above retail. So I'm here to answer the question, is this camera really worth the price tag? Before we get into it, I want to thank my sponsor, Squarespace, for making this free photography video possible. If you're a photographer looking to showcase your work, book more clients, and grow your business, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform that you need. It's the easiest way to build a professional online presence and manage everything in one place, from portfolios to stores to blogging and even email marketing. As a photographer, having a polished professional website is everything. It's the first impression that potential clients get of your work. And so that's why I've been using Squarespace for the last 10 years to manage my online presence. One feature I love is their flexible website templates. They're specifically designed to showcase visual work like ours. You can start with a beautifully curated template and then customize it completely with colors, fonts, layouts, so it feels like your brand. They've actually launched Blueprint AI, and I've created my own website for my branding program, lightscamerabrand.com, on it. And it totally rivals popular drag and drop website platforms with complete customization, but all the other features like Squarespace's analytics, e-commerce, email marketing, other platforms just can't compete with it. With Squarespace, blogging isn't just about posting your galleries, it's a powerful tool to boost your search rankings. Their built-in SEO features make optimizing your content so simple. You can add keywords, meta descriptions, and alt text for your photos in just a few clicks, which helps your site rank higher and get discovered by potential clients. I'm always talking about the importance of blogging your galleries over prioritizing social media, because my blog posts are what bring in the majority of my clients. And Squarespace makes it so simple to do so. So if you're ready to build a website that does it all, head to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Jessica Whitaker to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. Your photography deserves to be seen, so let Squarespace help you make it happen. I'm teaching from a non-technical standpoint because a lot of the people who are watching this video might not be photographers. You're gonna feel empowered to make the right decision for yourself and for your bank account. Thank you to KEH Camera for gifting me the Canon. This is the first time I've ever been gifted a piece of gear from any company, but from KEH specifically, and I have been a customer and working with them for the past 7 years. But just so you know, KEH doesn't care if I like this camera or if I don't. It's not like they personally made it. A little more context, I actually went to Spain with a third-party company to be a part of the promo and review this camera when it launched. They told me that I would get to keep the camera, but they never actually gave it to me. So I was super sad because I loved it so much. Anyway, I am very well versed in this camera, but now I actually own it, thanks to KEH. Which, by the way, you guys, KEH is where you can purchase used camera gear for hundreds of dollars off, and it's all quality inspected and tested, so you know exactly what you're buying. I'll have them linked down below. And also, if you wanted to see how the Canon compares to the Sony version, I just posted a video on that I will have linked down below. I use this camera on auto. Auto mode is amazing, it's accurate, and it's what you want with a digital camera. You literally want to point and shoot. Let's go over quickly some basic specs. It's 20.1 megapixels, which is great for everyday use and social media. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. It just means that it's good. And the zoom lens goes from 24 to 100 millimeter. That means it's gonna take a wide shot, so it's gonna work with an arm length selfie, and 100 millimeter, it just means it's zoomed out really far. The ISO range is 120 to 6400. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. Just put it in auto mode. And the aperture goes down to 1.8, which is amazing for if you want that very blurry background. This camera can shoot in RAW or in JPEG, like most cameras can, right? If you're not a photographer, I don't want you to worry about the RAW. I want you to put it onto JPEG. These are two different file types. Shooting in RAW means that you're going to need a special software, such as Adobe Lightroom, to be able to process the image. So that's why I say to switch to JPEG. If you shoot on RAW, don't worry, you're gonna still be able to edit the photos on your phone and post them. But if you were to text those photos to friends, they likely won't be able to see it or even open it because it's a file versus a photo. Is kind of the easiest way I can explain it. Focusing on this camera, it's annoying. So there's a little box, that's the focusing point that jumps around. It has eye detection and face detection, but if the wind blows a little too harsh against your screen, the focus is jumping around. The focusing is accurate when it's on you, but it can be annoying. This camera came out in 2019, like I said, so if they do release a newer version, the Mark IV, I really hope that they upgrade the focusing. Let's go a little deeper into the photos themselves. The brand Canon is famous for their skin tones. Canon tends to slightly favor warmer tones, which can give your skin a healthy, soft glow. Canon skin tones often look really flattering right out of the camera, even with no editing. The colors are creamy, soft, and slightly brightened. Also, you have something called an ND filter option, which when you turn it on, it's like sunglasses for your camera. So if you're in broad daylight and you feel like your skin is getting a little bit blown out, it's too bright, pop that on and it's gonna even everything up. Let's talk about the flash because this is like the main selling point of the camera and why my peers love it so much. The flash is a soft, diffused look even at a very close range. So if you were to take a selfie, the flash isn't gonna be too harsh just because it's closer to you. It smooths textures, it boosts the brightness, and it lowers the contrast. It's gonna result in that glowy skin, almost like that beauty filter look. You're gonna have softened shadows and therefore like less blemishes. And because it's the processor itself, it's not the flash, that's going to be how it is in all your photos, regardless of the lighting situation. So for the girls and the gays who love that glam feel, because of the processor that Canon has made, it's going to apply those beauty-like tweaks. What I love about digital cameras is that they're so small that it doesn't restrict what bag you're going to be using for the day. A fun thing that this camera has is Canon has made some creative filters, which are presets and effects that you can apply right in camera. Now I'm going to show you some sample photos. I'll do side by side, edited version and unedited straight out of the camera. I feel like the edited version is important because that's like the final result that would get posted to Instagram. We should definitely touch on the video capabilities of this camera because that's kind of, it's known for being a vlog camera. There's a flip out screen, which we love. It has a built-in mic and it has amazing stabilization, which means that if it's a little shaky, the camera is going to try its best to make it not shaky. And what's also really cool about this camera that not all point and shoots have is there's actually a mic jack. So you can plug in an external microphone like what I'm wearing right now. It can record in 4K. It has live streaming capabilities. It does have Wi-Fi. I feel like all cameras these days have Wi-Fi. I do want to note, if you're thinking about getting this for a podcast, Canon video record in 29-minute clips. The Sony equivalent records up to 75 minutes. So 30 minutes, 75, pretty big difference. But to me, it's not that big a deal because you just stand up and then you re-record. But something to note, there's a lot of people out there who are deciding between the G7X or a camera that looks like this. Still compact, but the lenses are interchangeable. Let's do a little rundown of the differences. So number one, obviously it's bulkier. You're gonna be restricted with what bag you can bring and put this in. I have the Canon M50 and this came out 1 year prior to the G7X Mark III launching. And there's newer versions now, but what's amazing about this kind of camera is that the lens can be interchangeable. So if you are planning to use this for video, specifically vlog, you're gonna be able to put on a much wider lens than what the G7X has. So the G7X has a 24mm. This lens I have on right now is 11 to 22mm. It is so much wider, and that's gonna be really appealing to a lot of vloggers who want a lot more of the background in the frame, specifically when you're holding the camera in front of you. The 11mm is a world of difference because it's not just gonna be a close-up of your face. So this kind of camera might be what you're looking for. Find these on KEH as well as the different lenses, which is where I bought this lens from. I would go with the G7X over the larger one because this is going to be so much more versatile in terms of practicality in your lifestyle. You can fit it into most bags, where this is more inconvenient and therefore you probably won't reach for it as much. Okay, now it's time for us to go into, is this camera really worth it? I'm gonna share cheaper alternatives and who I do think that this camera is for. Let me start out by saying I'm someone who doesn't like to spend money on camera equipment. Yes, I am a professional photographer, but I have what would be considered an old professional camera that I use. It's called the Canon 5D Mark IV. It works amazing. I have a 15-plus-year-old lens. I have a lens that I've had for 10 years. I prioritize spending my extra fun money on vacations, handbags, beauty products. Like I said at the beginning, that's why I never purchased this camera, because it wasn't something that I felt like I wanted to afford. The Canon G7X Mark III is selling for around $1,300. This camera is going for $500 over the retail cost, which is $800. And the previous G7X models are still going for over $1,000 because of that supply and demand. If you're going to get it or any camera equipment, my advice is to always buy used on KEH Camera. And you can really save hundreds of dollars when you buy used. But when you buy used gear on a third-party auction site or social media marketplace, you don't have any way to really verify if what you're purchasing is going to be the quality that is listed. With KEH, everything is thoroughly quality inspected, tested, and then it's rated on a quality tier system. Goes from excellent plus, which basically means it's brand new, like new. That's what this one is. All the way down to bargain, which is usually where I purchase from. And bargain just means that there's some cosmetic wear and tear, but that wear and tear doesn't affect the picture quality or the glass. It's an amazing way to save even more money. So I will have KEH linked down below. I'm gonna have also the alternative options that I talk about in a second down below. I'm going to give you a very real reality check kind of take. It's all about what you prioritize with your finances. The tech industry, including the photography world, is always going to tell you that you need the best, newest, most expensive camera gear in order to have good photos or to be a successful photographer. That is not the truth. That is consumerism and simply marketing. Most people don't actually need this particular camera, especially if you're just using it for everyday photos. The G7X is kind of overqualified for the average consumer. You'd be spending more for features that most people don't even touch. This camera is the price of rent, so let's break it down if that price tag gets you results that are worth it, especially if you're just trying to post cute photos to Instagram. First, before you make the jump, I suggest that you purchase a cheaper camera and see how much you actually reach for it, and see, do you even remember to put it in your purse 9 times out of 10? You've probably already done this, but you can see if your family still has their point and shoot camera from the 2000s. Here are a few alternatives. So number one is the Canon PowerShot S50 in the bargain grade on on KEH, it goes from $50 to $70. It has a 5 megapixel sensor, which is way fewer megapixels than most modern cameras, but it's totally usable for social media. It's a vintage digital camera aesthetic without needing to do any kind of editing. The next one is the Canon PowerShot S95. This is going for $250 to $300 on KEH. It has a 10 megapixel sensor, which is slightly more of a modern feel. It's a 2010 release. It's more pocketable than a G7X. It's smaller, and it still has Canon's signature warm look. This is the camera that is the sweet spot. Third one is a $50 Amazon camera. It's advertised as 44 megapixels, which often is digitally upscaled, which means that the actual sensor resolution, like quality of the photos, is lower. It most likely will struggle in low light or with movement. It has a fixed 16mm lens. This is wider than the G7X, but you can't zoom in. The flash is harsh and the photos will likely feel over sharpened, but that's what your editing apps are for, and you really cannot beat the price tag, and it's frequently on sale. Here's the truth that nobody tells you. So once your photo is edited and then it's compressed for social media, the final result between a $300 camera and a $1,300 camera is not always noticeable. This camera can be for beginners to pros. It's not really about who it's for, it's more about why you want to use it. Let me give you a little bit to chew on. So question number one, is this your fun money purchase? You're not going to credit card debt for it, you're not going to miss rent for it. Something you're choosing maybe over a pair of shoes or a weekend trip? If the answer is yes, and you love the look that this camera gives, the higher quality, the flash glow, the skin tones, then go for it. If you appreciate those beautiful images, you like the elevated look, and you're not buying this under pressure or FOMO, like it's genuinely exciting to you, go for it. I mean, this is an amazing camera, it's just that it's overpriced. Number two, if you are a photographer or a content creator and you know that you will actually use this camera and most likely to its fuller capabilities, then this camera totally makes sense for you. The quality of photos and videos is beautiful. If you're gonna shoot with it consistently, then I don't think it's like overkill. But if you're just starting out, maybe you're starting out in content creation, you wanna level up from your phone, start slow, build up. You don't need to drop the money right away. You can grow into a camera like this. It's not an entry-level must, it's a level up tool. So if you're a content creator though, I kid you not, the newer iPhone back cameras, and not even like the newest, I have a couple-year-old iPhone, they take incredible video if you pair them with like a selfie light, and you can also connect, you can do screen share to your computer to see what you look like, or even get one of those little mirrors or attachable screens. And that's actually what I do to film my podcast. Guess what the amazing thing is? You can resell it. Because the G7X Mark III is in such high demand, if you buy it and you don't love it, or if you buy it and you just don't use it enough, you can absolutely resell it, and you most likely will get all of your money back, especially if you bought it at retail price at $800. You're gonna make a profit, okay? This makes it a pretty low risk purchase for something that is in such high demand, which is very unique and not how a lot of gear works. Usually you lose money when you purchase something. Let's talk about the word investment. I don't want to use that word when we're talking about a point and shoot camera like the G7X. I feel like that's the word we justify to purchase stuff, which I do too all the time, don't worry. But the thing is, like, this isn't an investment. Think of it as a personal upgrade. The G7X is a splurge, plain and simple. It's a luxury buy. It's something that you get because you want it, not because you need it. The G7X Mark III is beautiful. It feels good to use. The photos and video are gorgeous, but it's not going to change your life. At the end of the day, it all comes down to your priorities. Just don't let social media or marketing convince you that you have to have it. You get to decide what is worth it. If you're a photographer and you still have a couple of questions, feel free to leave them down below, or check out my free photography Facebook group called Build and Bloom. This is the best place to ask questions about your specific photography business. Whether you have a difficult client situation that you need help with the response for, or you just want an extra set of eyes on a gallery before you send it out, Build and Bloom is my best free resource. It's kind, encouraging, and inclusive. You can find it on Facebook groups, and I also have the Build and Bloom Photography podcast. I believe in you, and I believe in your business. Be sure to hit subscribe so you're the first to know when new free videos for your business come out. I'll see you in my next video. Click right here to watch and to learn. I'll see you there.